Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you my new games and show you some kid videos.
Can we find this other black one?
Princesses Ask Kids. Princesses Ask... Gigi, how do you spell Princesses Ask Kids? How do you spell princesses? P...
I'm busy trying to find a sheet.
Little princesses.
Can't find this other black sheet. Uh-oh.
You made me drop that.
I didn't make you do that.
Princess is up here. I think I can find Princess. Princess Lucy. Princess. R-I. How old is Princess Lucy? I think Princess Lucy 5 years old. I gotta stop. I'm not gonna have to do it. N C E S S S S as kids. Okay. So this was it, and then Princesses Ask Kids, and now I'm gonna do the episode.
The lives of our favorite Disney princesses changed forever when they were teenagers, but we were curious to know what happened when they were kids and toddlers before meeting their Prince Charming. This is why we imagined what their lives would be like. If this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today we are showing you 10 Disney princesses reimagined as kids. Snow White. She's the first Disney princess and also the youngest. At only 14 years old, her childhood is not...
I'm too small. I'm big and small. I'm medium. I'm medium.
It's hard to find shoes for big and small.
Too far behind her. Snow White was born to a royal family. Unfortunately, she didn't have the chance to live the life of a princess. Her mother passed away after birth, only living long enough to give her that beautiful name. Then her father remarried a cold-hearted queen, only to join Snow White's mother shortly after. The evil queen cared about nothing other than being the fairest of them all. And when she saw that the little girl was becoming more beautiful every day, she became jealous. This is why she dressed the child in rags and forced her to work as a maid. So when we saw how an artist reimagined Snow White wearing that beautiful dress, we understand why the evil queen was afraid of the competition. The princess is prettier than ever, and we think that she should already be the fairest of them all, even at a very young age. She is also wearing the tiara that she deserves and seems to be going outside for a picnic instead of doing chores. Maybe this is what Snow White would look like if she had been raised by her parents. But everything happens for a reason, so this life of misery might just be what she had to go through to meet the prince and live happily ever after. Cinderella. Here is another princess who was treated like a servant, this time until she was 19 years old. Cinderella was born to wealthy parents who loved her and lived in a beautiful castle. Her life changed when her mother mother passed away, and her father remarried another woman to make sure her daughter had a mother figure in her life. The young girl would have been happier with a single father because her stepmother turned out to be a horrible woman. When her father passed away, Cinderella was left alone. This is when she realized how cruel she could be. Lady Tremaine spoiled her two daughters, Anastasia and Gisela, and forced the young orphan to work as a slave. No matter what, Cinderella had the strength to stay sweet, humble, and kind. But what if this stepmother decided to treat her like her own daughter instead? This is how the artist reimagined her. She doesn't need the help of mice or a fairy godmother anymore. The young girl is already wearing a gorgeous dress that she received for her birthday, and she's also wearing a tiara herself because even if she's not a princess yet, she thinks that she deserves to be treated like one. And she's right. Every child should be the most important thing in the world to their parents. If you want to watch just one more video, the Premium is the platform where you should go. Get early access to videos from The Things, The Taco, The Trendy, The Richest, and many other great channels with ad-free browsing. Click this link to sign up for the Premium and get ready to binge watch videos from your favorite channels. Aurora. Her story is similar to what Snow White lived, falling in a deep sleep and being saved by the kiss of a prince. But these two princesses had really different childhoods. A king and a queen had been blessed by a beautiful blonde daughter. People from all around the kingdom came to celebrate her birth. 3 of them were fairies, giving her the gift of beauty and the gift of singing. But before the 3rd fairy could use her magic wand, Maleficent appeared and cursed the young princess. Her life would end when she would prick her finger on a spinning wheel. The 3rd fairy used the last gift to give Aurora the chance to be saved by the prince. To make sure that she was safe, the young blonde girl was raised by the 3 fairies until she was 16 years old. And as we can see from this picture, they took good care of her. Young Aurora is full of energy. She is not the kind of kid who will be able to sleep too early. As we can see, the fairies finally decided that she would be wearing a pink dress. But we bet that they will change their mind soon and argue to make the princess laugh. This little family is proof that even if your parents don't have the chance to see you grow up, what matters most is that you can stay with people who love you. Ariel. This beautiful sea creature lived a childhood unlike any other, until she decided to live on land at the age of 16. The Little Mermaid was the 7th and youngest daughter of King Triton, ruler of Atlantica. She seemed to have all the things she needed, but this wasn't enough for her. All her life she collected little treasures that belonged to humans, and dreamed of one day walking on the land. She spent her day exploring the sea, looking for another object that sunk under the water. Unfortunately, this admiration for the human world was not appreciated, so she had to keep it secret from other sea creatures. Sebastian and Flounder were the only ones who knew about this, and as we can see, they have been friends for a very long time. The yellow and blue fish was already by her side when she was a little mermaid. Ariel seems to be a funny kid. We bet that she spends all day discovering new places and finding objects that would help her understand our world. Her father is probably nervous every time she leaves because he doesn't know when she'll come back. And we understand why he is. She's the kind of girl who can exchange her voice for a pair of legs and almost disappear forever for a stranger. We better watch this little girl or teenage Ariel will get into trouble really quickly. Belle. The young woman is one of the lucky princesses who had the chance to live a beautiful childhood until her life changed at age 17. Her mother came from a wealthy family but passed away shortly after the birth of her daughter, and Maurice was left with the most precious thing he could ever find, Belle. She had the chance to be raised by a loving father, and she probably had a lot of unusual toys to play with when we see all the crazy things he can create. But what she loved most was reading. As soon as she learned how to read, Belle couldn't keep herself from opening a new book and being transported into a new universe. In this
Gigi, Papa, why do I have to go to the library and give me a new book?
I'm gonna show you how to do it. Then you go, then Papa will teach you something else.
Okay.
picture you can see Belle wearing her most beautiful dress. This is not the girl we saw at the beginning of the movie, but the one that Maurice saw in her, his princess. She means the world to him. Little Belle is not interested in any boy.
It's just a library and you're gonna get a book.
Okay.
That's all we're doing.
Well, can I pick the book?
Yes, that's why I'm gonna take you.
Oh. Smart idea.
Because her father is the most important thing in her life. He is the one who encourages her to follow her dreams, and he knows that women were born to be more than just a pretty face. They are both a little weird, but also very smart, and this is why they have an amazing relationship. Jasmine. She seems to be one of the most fortunate princesses on our list, but her life was not as beautiful as it seems. Aladdin, the street urchin, was envious of her luxurious life, but there was one thing missing for her to be happy. As the daughter of the Sultan, Jasmine had to live in the palace. She didn't have the right to leave her royal home or school. Her mother passed away years ago, and the only friend that she was left with was her pet tiger, Raja. The princess thought it was a gift from her mother, as she used to tell her stories of the Tiger Star. Jasmine wanted to see the world and experience life outside, so we think it was probably difficult for her to live on her own as a child. And this artist reimagined her as a dreamer who can't wait to go outside. Even if her father gives her all the things she needs, this is not what little Jasmine wants. She just wants to do what all the other kids do. But no matter what, we know that her father, the Sultan, loves her very much. He just doesn't have the time to show it. The only thing missing is the magic in her eyes, and Aladdin will one day make her discover a whole new world. Mulan. This girl is not a princess like any other. Actually, she isn't even one. But she has all the qualities she needs to rule the world and become a queen, even if she's just 16 years old. Born and raised in China, Mulan had to respect a lot of traditions. She was told that the girls must be pretty, be graceful, and know how to serve tea. They are not supposed to fight, they said. Her family wanted to turn her into the perfect housewife, waiting for the day she would meet her future husband. But this is not what clumsy and free-spirited Mulan wanted. When we see how Irene Martini reimagined her, we know that her dreams actually are bigger than that. This girl knows that being a kid is about having fun and experimenting, and she doesn't want to play with dolls. She wants to play outside, even if it means getting dirty in the mud and ruining her beautiful dress. She is not shy to say that she is one of the boys. Anyway, she never thought that wearing girls' clothes was comfortable. As a kid, she is not shy to be herself, but she could get prepared for all the challenges waiting for her in the future. Daring is her biggest strength, so make sure that you don't stand in the way of this stubborn kid who knows what she wants and how to get it. Tiana. The more we watch Disney princess movies, the more we wanted to hear about their childhoods. This is why Tiana was one of the first young women that we really got the chance to see as a kid. With her best friend Charlotte, she listened to the classic tale of a princess kissing a frog, and she was disgusting. Tiana was not interested in boys, but in learning new things with her father. James is the one who taught her how to cook while they were making their favorite recipe. They dreamed of opening a restaurant together, but Hugh reminded her that she had to work hard. And when he passed away, 19-year-old Tiana never let go of her dream. This princess reimagined by an artist doesn't know yet what it's like to have tons of responsibilities. This little dreamer still has a lot of energy. Wishing can only get her halfway to her dream, and this is what she's working on right now. Little Tiana doesn't know what's going to happen to her father now, but he will be forever a source of inspiration for her. Merida. We know what it's like to become a teenager and get more distant with our parents. Merida is no exception. When she was a kid, she had a close relationship with her father and mother. Always ready to have fun, she would play hide and seek with the woman who raised her. But what she loved most was archery. We wouldn't let a child play with a bow and arrow, but this one is extremely skilled. The redhead was also really curious and naive, believing the myths and legends of her kingdom. Little did she know, she would soon become the hero of her own fairy tale story. The little Merida, reimagined by Irene Martini, is still very affectionate. She loves to cuddle with her bear, which could represent the relationship she had with her mother at the time. This little girl is not really stubborn yet because her parents let her do whatever she wants. She doesn't have to think about looking like a proper lady, and everything is perfect like that. We hope she enjoys her childhood as much as she can because she will soon have to face the responsibilities of being an adult. We think that 16-year-old Merida we know is still close to her inner child because she acts like one. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't you think these little humans often look much happier than grown-ups? Rapunzel. We won't forget about the princess who had a really unusual childhood. Before her birth, her mother was sick and had to eat a magic golden flower with healing properties. This is how Rapunzel got her powers, but Mother Gothel wanted it to be hers. When she saw she couldn't just cut the blonde hair, she decided to take the baby instead. This evil witch locked the child in a tower until her 16th birthday. But even when she was on her own, Rapunzel was never alone. She had her friend Pascal to make her laugh and her creativity to transform her room into another universe. We can see her energy shine when we take a look at the princess reimagined by an artist. She learned to be happy with the little things and can turn anything into a funny activity. Her hair is not long enough for her to jump out of the tower, but she is preparing herself for this crazy adventure by dreaming out loud. Painting and reading are great ways to escape, and this time, this is certainly something we can relate to. Is there any princess who looks like you as a kid? Don't be shy to tell us in the comment section below. We'd love to hear what you think.
At Tim Hortons, you can get 2 breakfast sandwiches for just $4, like the new crispy apple with smoked bacon bagel, or a mouthwater.
So that's now.
In Disney movies, we get to see our favorite princesses finally find their happily ever after. But not much is known about their lives once these movies come to an end. Aren't you curious to see what Elsa, Tiana, Ariel, and the rest of the princesses are up to now? Well, we found photos from the next stage of their lives, motherhood. You won't believe what their kids look like, especially Merida's bundles of joy. If you're new to our channel, make sure to subscribe and give us a big thumbs up. Today, we'll be showing you the adorable photos of 10 Disney princesses reimagined as parents. Elsa. Queen Elsa doesn't ride off into the sunset with her handsome king once Frozen comes to an end. However, that doesn't mean this Disney character lived the rest of her royal life all alone. Thankfully, an artist by the name of Isaiah Stevens has given us a glimpse into Elsa's life as a mother. And we must say she's handling motherhood perfectly. In this photo, Elsa is spending some quality time with her little baby boy. The look in her eyes is priceless. She's beaming with joy, and so much pride motherhood really completes her, don't you think? And her beautiful baby boy has all of Elsa's features, including her big blue eyes and her wispy blonde hair. But not only that, it appears that Elsa's son was also born with the unique ability to make ice and snow. Just check out the little snow flurries coming from his tiny little hand. It just warms our hearts to see Elsa all grown up and embracing this new stage of her life. And looking at this photo really makes us wonder who her king is. Wouldn't it be awesome if Disney released a new movie that's focused on Elsa's life as a wife and mom? We think so. Ariel. Disney fans were already introduced to Ariel's daughter Melody in the film The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea. But judging by these artists' renditions, our favorite mermaid and Prince Eric decided to expand their family after Ariel gave birth to Melody. And now, they're a family of 4. In this photo, the artist, Linnea Asperg, created a stunning family portrait of Ariel, Eric, Melody, and baby Pontus. Just like most of the character names in The Little Mermaid, Pontus was named after the pre-Olympian sea god in Greek mythology. They all look so happy and content as they hang around in the sea. But if you think this picture is breathtaking, you ain't seen nothing yet. We have another photo of Ariel and Pontus that really tug at your heartstrings. Artist Isaiah Stevens created this candid moment between Ariel and her little baby boy. In the photo, the mermaid is feeding her royal prince, but it looks like he's more focused.
What you say? I didn't hear you.
You want a piece of this?
Yeah, I took a little piece.
This is what you ate yesterday. You said it was good. It's hot. Oh, you didn't get my foot down here. It ain't that hot.
I'm gonna wait until it cools down. I'm gonna eat that piece, so don't eat it.
Yes, ma'am.
On having a food fight instead. Thankfully, Ariel was able to keep her composure and embrace the joys of motherhood, no matter how messy things may get. Her little boy looks like a handful, doesn't he? We wonder where he gets his playful nature from. Cinderella. Cinderella's early childhood was heartbreaking. She was forced to be raised by her evil stepmother, and she spent most of her childhood cleaning and scrubbing floors instead of being a real kid. But we always knew deep down in our hearts that
And that's it for 10 Disney princesses reimagined as
that Shang is there with her every conditions. Our favorite mermaid and Prince Eric decided to expand their family after Ariel gave birth to Melody. And now they're a family of 4. In this photo, the artist, Linnea Asperg, created a stunning family portrait of Ariel, Eric, Melody, and baby Pontus. Just like most of the character names in The Little Mermaid, Pontus was named after the pre-Olympian sea god in Greek mythology. They all look so happy and content as they hang around in the sea. But if you think this picture is breathtaking, you ain't seen nothing yet. We have another photo of Ariel and Pontus that really tug at your heartstrings. Artist Isaiah Stevens created this candid moment between Ariel and her little baby boy. In the photo, the mermaid is feeding her royal prince, but it looks like he's more focused on having a food fight instead. Thankfully, Ariel is able to keep her composure and embrace the joys of motherhood, no matter how messy things may get. Her little boy looks like a handful, doesn't he? We wonder where he gets his playful nature from. Cinderella. Cinderella's early childhood was heartbreaking. She was forced to be raised by her evil stepmother, and she spent most of her childhood cleaning and scrubbing floors instead of being a real kid. But we always knew deep down in our hearts that Cinderella would grow up to be an amazing mother. We know she would never dream of treating her own child in such a cruel and unfair way. In the film, she's always so kind and patient despite her rocky upbringing. She would never even harm a fly, or a mouse for that matter. We're curious to see what her life is like after marrying the love of her life and having a baby. How about you? Well, the artist Linnea has answered our wishes once again. In this photo, Cinderella, her prince, and their son are having a bit of fun outside the palace. He's the spitting image of his father, don't you think? What do you think they named their little boy? Well, according to the artist, his name is Jacob. He was named after one of the co-authors of the original Cinderella fairy tale. We're so happy the princess is now able to live a calm and peaceful life surrounded by nothing but love. Mulan. It looks like Mulan is finally ready to step away from the warrior life. She's leaving the battling behind to embrace a brand new adventure. She and Shang had a bumpy relationship in the film Mulan 2, but it looks like they're back on track. They're now happier than ever, bringing peace to the two Chinese kingdoms. These days, the couple is embarking on a journey to become parents. In this photo from the artist Isaiah, it looks like Mulan is in the final stages of her pregnancy. And just take a look at her face. She's absolutely glowing. She looks so calm and relaxed. We definitely think she's ready for all that will come along with motherhood. It also helps that Shang is there with her every step of the way. He looks so proud that the love of his life will be giving birth to their mini warrior. If they have a boy, we expect he'll be just as great of a leader as his dad. But if they have a girl, we're pretty sure she'll be bold, confident, and brave, just like Mulan. Parenthood will be one of the hardest battles of their lives, but we don't have any doubt that these two lovebirds will be amazing parents. Merida. Merida is the only Disney princess who doesn't have any sisters, but we're sure she didn't mind one bit. Growing up, she was raised with her triplet brothers, Harris, Hubert, and Hamish. These three little boys were always full of mischief, like the time they were caught fiddling with the trophies in Fergus's trophy room. Merida was probably looking forward to the day when she was an adult and living out on her own without her annoying little brothers pestering her. But triplets obviously run in Merida's family, so it's really no surprise that now she's all grown up, she's the mother of triplets too. This drawing was created by an artist named Chave Escalante. It looks like motherhood is really getting the best of Merida, doesn't it? She's potty training her triplets, and instead of using the potty, they decided to scribble their self-portraits on the wall instead. These little girls definitely take after their uncles. But the best part about Merida having three brothers is they give her a little break by stepping in and taking turns babysitting the little girls. We hope parenthood gets easier for Merida as her triplets get a bit older. But for now, they're definitely giving her a hard time. Jasmine. Next up, we have Princess Jasmine. Artist Isaiah once again put his imagination to the test by creating an amazing reimagined photo. In the film, Jasmine fell head over heels for Aladdin, who's far from being a royal. Despite their two different upbringings, Aladdin and Jasmine fell in love. And now they're about to be parents. Since they come from two walks of life, we think their personalities will mix together perfectly. Their child is bound to have all of their amazing personality traits, from Jasmine's free-spiritedness to Aladdin's kind-hearted nature. In this photo of the loving couple, Jasmine looks as beautiful as ever. She has ditched her midriff buried outfits for a beautiful tank top and a flowing skirt, but she's still looking as stylish as ever with her matching headband and her flawless makeup. And just look at the excitement on Aladdin's face. He can't wait to be a dad and hold his new baby in his arms. Aside from having two awesome parents, their new baby will also have a friend in Jasmine's pet tiger, Raja. We're sure he will be fiercely protective of the family's new bundle of joy. Tiana. With two caring and supportive parents in her life, it's no wonder Tiana grew up wanting to be an amazing parent too. The main character in The Princess and the Frog had all the traits of a good mother. She was hardworking, an awesome cook, and very kind to everyone she came in contact with. We always wondered what Tiana and Prince Naveen's lives would be like after their Disney fairy tale came to an end. Thankfully, we don't have to wonder any longer. The artist Linnea has created a beautiful portrait of Tiana and her family. Are you ready to see it? Well, here it is. How cute does the couple look as they play with their beautiful baby girl in the bayou? They're all decked out in their all green outfits, and they're looking as happy as ever. Their baby girl also appears to be wearing a miniature-sized version of Tiana's iconic green ball gown. Now that's what we call twinning. According to the artist, the baby girl's name is Stella, which means star. Our new baby will also have a friend in Jasmine's pet tiger, Raja. We're sure he will be fiercely protective of the family's new bundle of joy. Tiana. With two caring and supportive parents in her life, it's no wonder Tiana grew up wanting to be an amazing parent too. The main character in The Princess and the Frog had all the traits of a good mother. She was hardworking, an awesome cook, and very kind to everyone she came in contact with. We always wondered what Tiana and Prince Naveen's lives would be like after their Disney fairy tale came to an end. Thankfully, we don't have to wonder any longer. The artist Linnea has created a beautiful portrait of Tiana and her family. Are you ready to see it? Well, here it is. How cute does the couple look as they play with their beautiful baby girl in the bayou? They're all decked out in their all green outfits, and they're looking as happy as ever. Their baby girl also appears to be wearing a miniature-sized version of Tiana's iconic green ball gown. Now that's what we call twinning. According to the artist, the baby girl's name is Stella, which means star. And Stella is absolutely the star of this family, and the apple of her parents' eye. Rapunzel. In the movie Tangled, Rapunzel is forced to live her life behind the walls of the tower, and she's convinced that only bad things happen in the outside world. In the film, Rapunzel sang the song, "When Will My Life Begin?" Well, the answer is now. Long gone are the days when the princess was bored of her dull life. As depicted by the artist Isaiah, Rapunzel is now an adult and living life with her new family. We already saw Elsa beaming with pride at her little boy, and Mulan glowing in her last stages of pregnancy. However, Rapunzel is experiencing the messier side of motherhood. In this image, she's changing her baby's diaper while her hubby Flynn Rider ducks for cover. While Rapunzel is handling this typical mommy duty like a champ, Flynn is doing his best to mask the stench with a gas mask strapped to his face. Well, he better get used to the smell of dirty diapers, because it looks like Rapunzel is enjoying every minute with her new baby. We wouldn't be surprised if the couple decided to add on to their family by having another, and another, and another. With her natural healing powers, her baby doesn't have to worry about any cuts or bruises while learning how to ride a bike when they get older. And the child doesn't have to worry about making new friends anytime soon. They instantly gained a BFF through Rapunzel's closest friend, Pascal. Pocahontas. Pocahontas' life journey was far from over when the Disney film came to an end. In 1998, Disney released a sequel called Pocahontas 2, Journey to a New World, and it depicted an unfortunate ending to the Princess and John Smith's romance. In the movie, John Smith went missing. Pocahontas was upset, but she was forced to move on with her life. She set out on a voyage to England to meet with King James, and that's where she met a man named John Rolfe. Later on in the film, John Smith is finally located, and he begs for Pocahontas to run away with him. But as the saying goes, it was too little, too late. Pocahontas fell in love with John Rolfe, and they moved to Jamestown to start their lives together. Now that we've got that out of the way, we have a photo of Pocahontas that we can't wait to show you. Are you ready to see what she looks like as a mom? Well, take a look at her now. Isn't this photo absolutely beautiful? The new mom is catching some Z's while her baby naps in her arms. They look so calm and peaceful together. We're sure Pocahontas is a wonderful mommy, and if she ever needs any parenting advice or guidance, she can always turn to Grandmother Willow. Snow White. We couldn't make this video without including one of the most popular princesses of them all, Snow White. She may be one of the youngest Disney princesses in the lineup, but she's wise beyond her years. Snow White has a calm and quiet personality that makes her a favorite amongst her furry friends and the 7 dwarfs. We're positive that not only would she make a good wife to the prince, but
I'm only gonna show you these princesses, weird princesses in my new apps, and that's it.
No, she'd make a great mother too. The artist Linnea Asberg decided to completely recreate Snow White and turn her into a doting mom. Are you ready to see what her life is like now? Well, here she is. In this picture, the princess is holding on tight to her baby while her prince looks at them both with so much love in his eyes. But take a look at their adorable little girl. She looks like Snow White's identical twin. She has the same jet black hair, the same wide and expressive eyes, and identical rosy cheeks. According to the artist, the baby's name is Ada, which means kind. And we're sure she'll grow up to be just as kind as her mom too. Now that baby Ada has arrived into the world, she has probably already been greeted by all of Snow White's friends, including the 7 dwarfs. When the prince and princess are in need of some alone time, we're sure the dwarfs wouldn't mind entertaining the baby for a few hours. Now that's a clever movie idea we'd love to see on the big screen. Did you enjoy this video? If so,
That was cool.
Over the past year, show the water has significantly improved. At 810-238-6700. This is ABC 12 News at noon. Firefighters say there is so much damage in one.
Started the fire at water came from the sprinkler system.
What's wrong with this one? I want to see what's wrong with this one.
thinks there's something weird about this guy?
One second.
Carries a briefcase.
There's this one. This is, I think it might be cute. I don't even know.
Saginaw River Sunday. They say it appears.
America's favorite cookie. Delicious European chocolate candy.
I want some Oreos.
Despicable Me was first released in 2010, and the directors never imagined it would turn into such a worldwide obsession. From extra movies to accessories and cosplays, these are some of the most popular characters on the planet. Wait until you see what a real-life Gru looks like. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a big thumbs up. Today we're checking out 10 Despicable Me characters in real life. Agnes. Let's start with the youngest of the bunch. You can't deny that Agnes is one of the most adorable characters out there. We're sure many can relate to her love for fluffy unicorns. In the movie, the character was voiced by Elsie Fisher, who was only 7 years old while she was working on the first movie. Agnes is an adorable 6-year-old and the youngest of the 3 sisters adopted by Gru. Just like any other 6-year-old, she has her sneaky ways of getting what she wants. Agnes tends to hold her breath until you bring her whatever she asks for. Isn't that just typical of children her age? She's also incredibly loving and has no trouble befriending practically anyone, including the vicious dog even Gru's reluctant to come close to. Agnes has dark hair that's put up in a standing ponytail and denim overalls. You'd think it would be hard to look like her in real life, but this cutie is rocking the Agnes look. From the ponytail and the red headband to the cute overalls and a yellow shirt, this child could easily play a human version of Agnes. Speaking of real-life things from Despicable Me, do you remember the book Sleepy Kittens? It's available for purchase, and it's the replica of the book that Gru reads to the girls. If you have some Despicable Me fans in the family, then this is an absolute must product to get. Edith. Edith is one of those characters you instantly fall in love with. She refuses to show that she's happy and gets a thrill from putting herself in daring situations. In the movie, she has some of the best one-liners that are usually followed by an eye roll. Edith is a 9-year-old girl with blue eyes and blonde hair. She always sports a pink beanie and is dressed in an all-pink outfit. Out of the 3 sisters, she's the one that's usually the most pessimistic and doesn't trust people straight away. But we can't help but to love her sarcastic personality and watch as Gru eventually wins over her heart. Edith is voiced by Dana Geyer, who was 13 when the first Despicable Me came on the big screen. Edith is a fun character to cosplay, and there are plenty of people out there that manage to recreate a human version of the sassy 9-year-old. Check out this girl who nailed the Edith look. To look like Edith, all you need is a pink beanie, purple skirt, pink leggings, and some snow boots. You'll also need to be extremely daring and master the art of eye-rolling at adults. And you'll be able to recreate her look. Our next character is the oldest of the 3 sisters and the one that always has to keep everyone calm. She's smart and witty, and she doesn't put up with any nonsense. Margot. Margot is the older sister everyone wishes they could have. She's very protective of Agnes and Edith, but she also disapproves of Edith whenever she misbehaves. Just like Edith, she also has a sarcastic sense of humor, although she's a bit more optimistic. It took a while for Gru to win her over, and we can't blame her for not trusting the minions from the beginning. Although she's only 12 years old, Margot is very mature for her age. She can easily outsmart Gru, as well as other characters. She is voiced by Miranda Cosgrove, who is better known for her role on iCarly. To look like Margot, you have to have brown hair and put it in a ponytail. She is often seen wearing a black t-shirt with a white button shirt underneath, a brown jacket, a plaid skirt, and red sneakers. And don't forget about those glasses. A DeviantArt user who goes by the nickname Homo Bernardus decided to cosplay as Margot, and she totally nailed it. She certainly did an amazing job at looking like the older Despicable Me sister. Cosplayers really can pull off just about any look, including the one we're about to show you. Who's your favorite character out of the 3 sisters? Is it Agnes, Margot, or Edith? Or maybe it's our next colorful lady, Lucy Wilde. Lucy Wilde doesn't appear until the second Despicable Me movie. She's on a mission to take Gru out, and we don't mean out for a date. Although that is what happens after the two realize they are just absolutely perfect for each other, and Edith, Margot, and Agnes get a new mother. She is voiced by the talented and hilarious Kristen Wiig. Lucy is an unusual character when it comes to her looks, and she easily stands out from the crowd. Perhaps this is why it's so hard to believe she's a secret agent in disguise. She has bright orange hair and can be seen wearing a long light blue coat that doesn't fit in with the crowd. She owns ridiculous gadgets such as a moose tranquilizer and a lipstick taser, which is probably why she's such a perfect match for Gru. Her character is a fun one to recreate, and we love this cosplayer's version of Lucy. Her username on DeviantArt is Madame Paradox Cosplay, and she seriously nailed Lucy's look. She even managed to find the same white high heels, and they look absolutely gorgeous. So we now have 4 Despicable Me real-life characters, and it's time to add a couple of villains to this colorful mix. Vector. Vector's the man with both direction and magnitude. Those were his words, of course, not ours. He's voiced by Jason Segel, and he's one of those characters you want to dislike, but can't. Vector's always trying to ruin Gru's plans, and most of the time, he's outsmarted by everyone, including Agnes, Edith, and Margot. Unlike Gru, who had a tough upbringing, Vector is a spoiled child who always gets what he wants. He has a funny look that's pretty hard to recreate. You'll never see him without his orange suit, glasses, and his bowl haircut. Although he's supposed to be a villain, Vector is a hilarious character with plenty of scenes that will make you laugh out loud. Remember the scene where he shrinks the toilet with the shrink ray and then the toilet had its revenge? His fabulous look got recreated in real life by Sherry81, a cosplayer from Germany. Yup, that's right, she's a girl, and she was able to create a realistic human version of Vector. We've covered a lot of cosplayers on our channel, and we're starting to think that cosplaying should be considered a superpower. We really want to know where she got her outfit from, because she managed to look a million times better than Despicable Me's villain, Miss Hattie. Miss Hattie is the only Despicable Me character that no one has ever decided to cosplay. But today we'll show you how you can easily recreate Miss Hattie in real life. In case you can't remember who she is, here's a quick lowdown of everything you need to know about this gloomy character. She appears in the first Despicable Me movie, and she runs the orphanage where Agnes, Margot, and Edith stayed in before they got adopted. Miss Hattie is a parody of Miss Hannigan from Annie, so it's safe to say she wasn't made to be a friendly character. Here's what you'll need to dress as Miss Hattie. Find a purple plaid skirt that goes just slightly over your knees, grab a pink long-sleeved shirt, buy high heels, and put your hair up in a 60s hairstyle. After that, make sure you hate children and be really arrogant towards people, and you'll easily become Miss Hattie. There is a character that could very well be Miss Hattie's twin sister, as the resemblance is uncanny. Do you remember Dolores Umbridge, the strict kitten-loving professor of the Defense Against the Dark Arts from Harry Potter? Don't they totally look alike? We can't decide which one we dislike the most. Gru. And you can't leave out Gru, a self-proclaimed world's greatest villain, whose plan was to steal the moon just to prove his point. He has interesting helpers, but we'll tell you all about them later. Gru is brilliantly voiced by Steve Carell, and he's one of the most interesting Despicable Me characters out there. We're sure you all know what he looks like, so here's a cosplayer that managed to recreate a real-life version of this ex-supervillain. We all know Steve Carell is a funny guy, but this might be the best thing he's ever done. Steve decided to dress up as Gru, and he managed to create the best cosplay version ever. He has the scarf, the jacket, and he definitely has that Gru look, complete with a pointy nose. He even appeared on The Ellen Show as Gru and did a hilarious interview. If there ever is a Despicable Me character in real life that deserves an award, it's Steve Carell. What do you think you'd do if you ever met the actual Gru? He seems like a funny character, but what if he'd want to freeze you with his stingray? Maybe that's why he needs our next character, who's the brain behind Gru's amazing gadgets. Dr. Nefario. Dr. Nefario charmed us all with his amazing accent and cheerful personality. He's voiced by Russell Brand, and he's just fabulous. He's Gru's so-called sidekick, but really, he just likes to create different gadgets, even if they make no sense. Remember when he created Boogie robots instead of Cookie robots? Or sent a minion floating up in space? He's a pretty special character, but a very fun one to recreate. Check out this picture of the entire office dressing up as Gru, Dr. Nefario, and the Minions. Those are some office goals right there. To look like Dr. Nefario, you'll need to put on your best goggles, a white doctor suit, black boots, black gloves, plaid pants, and a portable mobility scooter. Then you need to sound like Russell Brand and start inventing unique gadgets. Befriend someone that looks like Gru, and voila! You're a real-life Dr. Nefario. Some fan theories state that Dr. Nefario was Gru's father. We never know the story of his father, but people suspected it might be him, as they share similar noses. This theory got debunked with a picture of a family tree that shows Gru's father's name is Robert. Our next characters were first introduced to the girls as his cousins, but they managed to become so much more than that. Minions. The Minions are some of the most popular characters in the world. They're loud, they're obnoxious, and they have their very own language that somehow makes sense even though you don't really know what they're saying. Although you can't find the true versions of the Minions in real life because we're not yet sure what kind of creatures they are. Minion costumes exist, and these people are putting them to good use. And it's not just people who love...
Can I wear Minion costumes? For Christmas, for Halloween, I'm wearing a unicorn.
So for Radiant Smile,
The Minions. Check out this dog and this cat rocking their costume. These yellow characters managed to take over the whole world, and they even got their very own movie and a video game. We're sure they're not stopping anytime soon. In Despicable Me, we mainly see Dave, Stuart, Jerry, Kevin, Mark, Phil, Carl, and Josh. Some of the best Minion scenes include them laughing at Josh printing his butt, Dave getting excited and accidentally firing a rocket launcher, and the scene from Despicable Me 2, where Stuart and Dave laugh at Silas Ramsbottom's name. What can we say? It's tough not to love these yellow creatures. They're voiced by the movie's animator, Pierre Coffin, who actually gave voice to 899 different Minion characters to this day. Yes, you heard that right. There are almost 1,000 Minions out there. Are you a fan of Minions, or are you getting tired of the craze? All the Despicable Me characters
So guys, I'm doing a lot of YouTube videos, but my next YouTube video will be really cool.
In late August 1992, Joel discovered the Chex Mix combination of two corn
Is all my new apps and my old apps. Alright, that one, this one next, and then all my. Alright, this one next. This one next, and this one next, and that's it. And then we're gonna go to my new apps and my old apps.
one breadstick and one pretzel piece. He would later tongue kiss this girl. Those two things are unrelated. Just kind of a big night for Joel. Pick your mix with Chex Mix.
You can't deny it. The Loud House is one of the most popular Nickelodeon cartoons of 2016 and 2017. The cartoon explores the chaotic lives of the Loud family. Ever wondered what those kids will look like when they grow up? Just wait until you see Lori.
Love watching our videos but looking for a more ad-free browsing experience? Take your video viewing to the next level and sign up for the Premium Network. You'll get the first peek at the newest content from not only the richest, but Screen Rant, the Taco, the Sports Dirt, the Things, and many more. Thousands of your favorite videos in one place is a no-brainer. Click here to be the first in line for the Premium.
Give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you love the Loud House. Today we're checking out 10 Loud House characters all grown up. Lisa Loud. You might have noticed we didn't introduce the 15-month-old Lily Loud, and that's because we want to see her grow up on the actual show. So let's start with Lisa, the second youngest of the bunch. We all know that Lisa Loud is an exceptionally intelligent 4-year-old. Remember the time she made a portal that connected the world of Fairly Odd Parents to the world of the Loud House? Now, Now, some fans are petitioning for a similar crossover with SpongeBob SquarePants, and we bet Lisa can make it all happen. Lisa is a kindergarten student, but she's so advanced for her age, she can also teach at a university. She is known for her typical "don't mess with my things" face, which we've also seen on Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. Check out what the 4-year-old Lisa would look like as an 11-year-old. It's 7 years later, and Lisa still has her famous look, but she seems a lot taller. Her short hair is now long and put in a ponytail. We bet she's just too busy inventing new things to get her hair cut. This awesome illustration belongs to a talented DeviantArt user, Seabart, who is a devoted Loud House fan. Wonder what the rest of the Loud family looks like all grown up? Let's check them out. Lola Loud. Next in line is the third youngest of the family. Lola Loud is a typical pageant queen you'll find on shows such as Toddlers and Tiaras. This 6-year-old loves to look at herself in the mirror, and as you might have guessed, her favorite color is pink. As a typical pageant princess, Lola is often seen wearing a pink dress, a necklace, and a tiara. She has long blonde hair, and she's missing her 2 front teeth. After all, she's only 6 years old. Here's an amazing illustration of what Lola would look like at 18. Well, she basically looks the same, but like a real princess, she let her blonde hair grow very long. She's also no longer missing her 2 front teeth, but she's still wearing lots of pink. Did you know that Lola was actually the name of the creator's wiener dog? Speaking of Lola, don't you think she looks just like Elena Thompson from Here Comes Honey Boo Boo? We bet Lola could run her own pageant reality show. Lana Loud. We can't talk about Lola without mentioning her totally opposite twin sister Lana. It's hard to believe these two are twins. Did you know that Lana was actually one of Chris Savino's 5 sisters? While Lola prefers to dress up like a princess, Lana is much more of a tomboy. She loves to get her hands dirty and enjoys playing around in the mud. She's also amazing at plumbing and loves to pretty much fix anything that's broken. But wait until you see what Lana Loud would look like at the age of 14. She'd be 8 years older and obviously much taller. But it's clear that she still has her tomboyish looks. This illustration was created by the talented DeviantArt user Nautical Pudding, and we love it just as much as we love their username. From her muddy shirt, it's clear that a 14-year-old Lana still enjoys playing in the mud. We can imagine she has a similar sporty personality to her athletic 14-year-old sister Lynn. We'll show you what she looks like as an adult in just a little bit. Lucy Loud. Lucy Loud is the 5th youngest of the family, but probably the biggest pessimist. She represents the goth phase most of us went through when we were teenagers. Dressed in black and white, Lucy also sports long bangs that fall way over her eyes. She's known to walk quietly, and she can easily scare her siblings as she appears out of nowhere. Lucy's definitely our spirit animal. We love the fact that she says sigh instead of actually sighing. Lucy's only 8 years old, so imagine what she'd look like at 18. This illustration belongs to the talented JBoy32X. The 18-year-old Lucy definitely upgraded her look and exchanged her long bangs for awesome side bangs. It looks like she also added a few piercings in her ear, and she's wearing awesome-looking high-heel boots. Despite her smirk, we bet she's still as sarcastic and uninterested in the rest of the world as she was when she was 8. Lincoln Loud. You know, sometimes we feel kind of bad for Lincoln. Having 10 sisters must be tough, and although he does have a best friend, it doesn't help that this best friend is also in love with one of his sisters. It seems like Lincoln can't catch a break, but it's not all as bad as it seems. Lincoln actually does wish for 10 brothers at some point, and then learns that his sisters are somewhat more overprotective and a lot less messy. We feel you, Lincoln. As the only boy in the family, the 11-year-old Lincoln loves anything related to sci-fi, and he loves playing video games. Check out Lincoln at the age of 30. Did you know that the Loud House character characters were actually first created as rabbits? This explains Lincoln's white hair and his teeth, which are highlighted even more at the age of 30. This creative illustration belongs to JBoy32X from DeviantArt. Is that a mustache we see on the 30-year-old Lincoln? Or are those just rabbit whiskers? At this point, we really can't tell, but we do love that Lincoln is the only boy and the only character with white hair. Perhaps his hair grows white from all the stress his sisters bring into his life. Lynn Loud. Next in line on the Loud family tree is the 13-year-old Lynn Loud. Unlike the rest of her sisters, or anyone else in the family, Lynn is the sportiest. She's the 5th oldest, and she's named after her father. As you might know, Lynn likes to turn everything into a competition. Now, isn't that what most of your siblings do too? The 13-year-old Lynn is one of those siblings. She's super competitive, which easily gets on the rest of the family's nerves. Due to her competitiveness, it's also very easy to get her in a fight or a confrontation. Check out a 16-year-old version of Lynn. She's pretty much the same. She still looks sporty, but we do love her with her hair down like that. This design was done by a DeviantArt user called Seabart, who has a whole collection of amazing Loud House characters reimagined in different ways. This illustration also shows what Lynn would look like if she aged with the show as she was 13 when the show came out in 2016. At what age do you think she'll make it to the Olympics? Luann Loud. We've had some fun looking at Lisa, Lincoln, Lola, and other younger Loud siblings. Now, let's take a look at the 4 older sisters of the Loud family. Just like younger Loud children, they come with unique personalities, and they are all equally annoying to each other. Luann Loud is 14 years old, and to be completely honest, she might be one of our favorites. Her nickname should be the Queen of Bad Jokes and Cringy Puns, but we have to admit, they still end up making us giggle, even though they really are completely pointless sometimes. She's also the prankster of the family, and definitely the one to look out for on the April Fool's Day. She's always dressed in yellow outfits and has her long brown hair put in a ponytail. Alright, but let's cut to the chase. This is what Luann would look like at 21. Notice how she still has her buck teeth and braces? In one of the episodes, it was revealed she had braces since she was little, and it looks like they're permanent. Perhaps it's just another way for the creator to show that these characters were originally supposed to be rabbits. 21-year-old Luann definitely looks all grown up. We wonder if she'd still be as entertaining 7 years later, or did her career goals ever change? To honor Luann, tell us your best joke in the comments. Luna Loud. Have you ever noticed how hard it is to choose a favorite from the Loud family? We can't do it. We do love all characters on this show, and some of them are even our spirit animals. But there's just something about Luna that makes her stand out from the rest. This 15-year-old has a passion for rock music, and she's often referencing rock songs in every episode. Luna is wild, but she also cares about her siblings. We love her carefree attitude and the fact that she sometimes speaks in a British accent. At 15, she's definitely one of the most mature Loud siblings, so let's check out what she looks like at 25. It looks like rock never left this girl's soul. Just like her sister Lucy, a grown-up version of Luna sports quite a few piercings in her ears. Her hair has awesome purple highlights, and her entire outfit just screams punk rock. We love her upgraded skull shirt. Overall, her facial features haven't really changed, but we do feel that she's an even bigger rock chick than before. While 5 of the Loud sisters were named after the creator's own siblings, Luna is pretty much original from her looks to her name, and she looks just as cool at 15 as she does at 25. Lenny Loud. Next in line is the 16-year-old Lenny Loud. Lenny is the second oldest in the Loud family. But if there's anything this show is teaching us, is that age really doesn't matter. Lenny is a typical teenager. She can be very naive and ditzy, but she's exceptionally kind and caring toward all her siblings. She's pretty easygoing, but she's probably one of the least intelligent characters out of the bunch. Don't worry, she makes it up with her caring attitude. Lenny's suffering from arachnophobia, which is a fear of spiders. We totally feel you, Lenny. We hate spiders too. So what do you think the ditzy Lenny would look like as a grown-up? Check her out. This design belongs to a DeviantArt user, Nautical Pudding, and we love it. Her dress dress is still the same color, but got fashionably upgraded. And we love her brown boots. It's definitely the look she could pull off. And we can't wait for the day the Loud House has an episode where they show official older versions of their characters. We have to say, we do miss seeing Lenny's white sunglasses on this illustration. They make her character totally stand out. Wait until you see how much our next character stands out in her grown-up version, Lori Loud. And last but not least, let's give a short tribute to the oldest in the Loud family. Perhaps Lori and Lenny should switch their ages, because her younger sister is definitely more overprotective of other siblings. Instead of leading by example, the 17-year-old Lori chooses to make everyone else aware that she's the oldest, and they have to do as they're told. Throughout Loud House, Lori is seen constantly texting her boyfriend, Bobby. She's also a huge muse for Lincoln's best friend, Clyde McBride, who has a big crush on her. DeviantArt user Nautical Pudding is really good at reimagining the Loud House characters all grown up, but their version of Lori might shock you. She's the only character we've shown you today with this upgrade in her adult life. Check it out! A 35-year-old Lori is pregnant, considering her family is very large. Do you think she'd have more than just one baby? We wonder if it's a boy or a girl. Come on, the Loud House, you have to give us an official episode of all characters in their grown-up version. And that's it for this video. For more Loud House videos, check out 10 The Loud House characters in real life. See you next time.
Yes.
Buy one, take one is back, starting at $12.99 at Olive Garden. Come in for a fan favorite like smoked mozzarella chicken here. And leave with a great meal too. Buy one, take one. Hurry in, it's only for a limited time at Olive Garden.
A lot of crazy things happen to our favorite characters on The Loud House, but get ready to watch them as you have never seen them before. Bruiser Punch reimagined The Loud House characters, and they are stronger than ever. Make sure you watch our video until the end to see what Lori Loud looks like as a bodybuilder. If you love The Loud House as much as we do, don't forget to subscribe, and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today we are showing you 10 Loud House characters as bodybuilders. Lily Loud. At 15 months old, she might be the youngest sister of the family, but that doesn't mean that she is the weakest. When her diaper is full, you can be sure that she is the one who is going to have the strongest smell. And it gets worse when she takes it off, forcing her siblings to put it back on. But don't underestimate her just because she is a baby. Lily can walk independently and is already learning how to speak. She also seems to be very aware of what is happening around her and turns out to be more intelligent than we can expect from a 1-year-old. If she could have one superpower, it would be crying. Why ask for what you need when you can use this annoying habit to get anything you want? But don't worry, Lily is usually always happy, so you won't have to hear her crying too much. This baby might not be like any other, but what would she look like as a bodybuilder?
As you can see, this is a very muscular baby, but there is one thing that she forgot: leg day. Her legs are still really tiny compared to the upper part of her body. Maybe she should try to walk around the house a little bit if she wants the perfect bodybuilder look. Lisa Loud. Who said that school makes you smarter? Lisa Loud knows that you are never too young to learn, and being passionate about something is the best way to find the motivation you need to become a genius. Lisa is often seen working on experiments, formulas, and equations. She might still be in kindergarten, but she is so smart that she could easily skip at least 6 grades. And if you are not convinced yet that she is one of the smartest children you have ever seen, she is also a Nobel Prize recipient. But being too good comes with some disadvantages, as she can be sarcastic and egocentric with other people. If she could have one superpower, it would be annoying her siblings with her weird studies on them, just like a mad scientist. Usually, a child prodigy wouldn't really be into sports. We can't see Lisa spending a lot of time at the gym. This is why we imagined that she would take part in an experiment to turn herself into a bodybuilder without making any
any physical efforts. And by the look of it, this new invention clearly works, but we are not sure that this new look suits her. If she ever sells her new creation, she won't only win a second Nobel Prize, but will also become a millionaire. Who needs the body when you already got the brain? If you want to watch just one more video, the Premium is the platform where you should go. Get early access to videos from The Things, The Taco, The Trendy, The Richest, and many other great channels in one place with ad-free browsing. Click this link to sign up for free to the Premium and get ready to binge watch videos from your favorite channels. Lola Loud. We think that this child watched too many princess movies because she thinks that everything is about being the most beautiful girl in the world. She loves anything girly, including fashion, makeup, photo shoots, and the color pink. However, she didn't learn that you also have to be kind to meet your Prince Charming. Lola can sometimes be arrogant, self-centered, spoiled, and narcissistic. She thinks that she deserves anything that she wants just because she is the most beautiful kid in the house. The princess doesn't mind manipulating her siblings by threatening to tell their parents all their secrets. This is why she is probably the one who has the most volatile temper of all the family members. But if you ever want to get rid of her, there is something that you can always use as a distraction. Just give her a mirror, and she will look at herself for hours. So what if we told Lola that being a bodybuilder was the new trend? We bet that she would run directly to the gym to make sure that she is the most muscular little girl in town. The more the better. Lola always wants to be prettier. And this bodybuilder look is far from the princess that we are used to seeing. We prefer Lola as a beauty pageant queen. At least with smaller muscles, she is less intimidating. We don't want to see a bodybuilder with a temper like hers. Lana Loud. If you didn't know that Lola and Lana are twins, it would be almost impossible to tell. These two girls are the exact opposite. It seems like the princess got all the girly genes and Lana is everything boyish. This young girl is a tomboy who loves anything that is not hygienic. This is why you can often find her outside playing with frogs or digging up chewing gum in the garbage. Getting her hands dirty also means that she is not afraid of helping around the house, and she is actually a great plumber. And no matter how dirty she looks on the outside, Lana is a beautiful person on the inside, always loving towards her family. But if you ever get on her nerves, we bet that she wouldn't be shy to throw mud at you. Take that as a compliment. Mud is one of the things that she loves the most in the world. After spending so much time playing outside, we bet that Lana would grow up being very well muscled. She is totally ready for a mud wrestling competition with her siblings. And with a new body like that, we think that she would easily win. But who would have the courage to get into a playful fight with her? With a bodybuilder look like that, we don't think that we would. Lucy Loud. Just when you think that you have seen everyone, Lucy suddenly appears out of nowhere to surprise us. And if we ever compare this to a ghost, she would take it as a compliment. She's the quietest out of all the Loud siblings, but probably also one of the most interesting. This goth girl is so mysterious that we always want to know more about her. We can't even know what she is feeling because we can barely see her face. Always sporting a stoic frown, she even says sigh instead of actually sighing. But if you think that she is cold, it's probably because you haven't watched enough episodes. She loves her siblings, and sometimes knows how to take a break from darkness to have fun with them. Anyway, we think that she might have something to hide, including her ability to travel from one place to another with teleportation. This is why her siblings refer to her as a spooky girl. But what if Lucy was possessed by the spirit of a bodybuilder? We think that it would make her scarier. Imagine that 8-year-old turning into a real-life monster. With that outfit, she seems to be ready to fight in a wrestling match. But we don't think that we'll have to worry about her too much. Actually, if she ever becomes super strong, she is probably going to fight evil spirits instead. Unless she'd rather be friends with them. Lynn Loud.
Here's the girl who would love to become a bodybuilder. But first, let us tell you more about her. Lynn loves turning everything into a sport. As you can see, she is very athletic and competitive. Name any kind of sport. We already know that she will love it, whether it is football, soccer, basketball, or baseball. Even if a sport doesn't exist yet, she will find a way to love it anyway. However, her siblings think that her love for sports can sometimes become really annoying. Lynn always wants to be number one, and they wish there would be more place for fun. She is also prone to physical confrontations and seems to be the only one who really loves to fight. However, if she has one weakness, it is that she can be superstitious. She has to perform good luck rituals and believes that many things are bad luck. But it seems like everything went well because she now has the body that she always wanted. Lynn is now a bodybuilder with the biggest muscles we have ever seen. And she seems to be really happy about it.
With this strength, she will have what it takes to
There, so we can get faster.
Sloan residence. Harvard.
We're gonna first start with that one.
Well, if I were getting my sight back, wouldn't I be the first to know? Oh, I see. No, I understand. I'll be there.
Tests are always stressful, no matter how old you are. This is why some kids decided that they wouldn't be taking things too seriously, and the results are hilarious. Just wait until you see why a mother received a call from the school because of a drawing. If this is your first time visiting our channel, don't forget to subscribe, and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today we are showing you 20 funniest kid test answers. Find X. Mathematics used to be fun when it was all about numbers, additions, and subtractions. We knew that we would simply be using a calculator as grown-ups anyway, but then someone added letters and ruined everything. Since that day, one of our favorite school subjects became much more difficult than what we expected. This is why this kid decided to take it easy and outsmart the teacher. The question was, find X. And this kid didn't think too much about it. This is why he said that it was right there, drawing a circle around the letter instead of finding the right number. We think that this student deserves a good grade. He did find the letter X after all. What ended in 1896? People say that you can't know where you're going until you know where you've been. We know that it is important to understand why tragic events happened and to make sure that we learn from it and don't make these mistakes again. But there is no reason why we would need to know all the dates to really make a change in history. This teacher asked a ridiculous question. What ended in 1896? There are so many things that ended in this year that too many answers were possible. But this student chose the most obvious one just by looking at the question. If there is something that obviously ended in 1896, it is the year 1895. No one can argue with that. If you want to watch just one more video, the Premium is the platform where you should go. Get early access to videos from The Things, The Taco, The Trendy, The Richest, and many other great channels in one place with ad-free browsing. Click this link to sign up for free to the Premium and get ready to binge watch videos from your favorite channels. Which one is bigger? We all remember this question from our mathematics class, and it was not one of the most difficult ones to answer. The greater than and lesser than symbols were easy to use. The smallest side of the arrow was pointing to the smallest number. Things became a little more complicated with decimal numbers, but we were ready to face this new challenge. Unfortunately, it seems like this kid thought that he was in English class, and mistook them for Latin quotation marks quoting the word or. Answering a question in mathematics has never been so easy. He just wrote the word or everywhere. This is the proof that when the answer is too easy to find, there is probably a trick somewhere. The candy bars. Mathematics could be all about simple additions and subtractions, but our teachers decided to make it a little funnier by telling us stories about characters buying and giving away things. We don't think that it made the test more interesting in any way, but at least we understood how to use mathematics in our everyday lives. Bob's problems were no different than any others. Bob has 36 candy bars. He eats 29. What does he have now? But if you're the kind of kid who asks themselves too many questions, you would understand that this little story is ridiculous. If there is one thing that he can't have, it is diabetes. Bob has diabetes. Show your thinking. Every kid knows that teachers love to understand how we solved our problems. Unfortunately, it forces us all to think the
same way, even though there could be many ways to find the answer. It also makes us think too much when a simple question could have been way less complicated. And as long as we are right, why would anyone care about how we solve the problem? No grown-up does that when the answer is really easy to find. This is probably why this kid decided to make fun of the teacher. He was asked, "Show your thinking," and instead of writing a useless equation, he decided to draw himself thinking. We think that this student deserves bonus points for making his teacher laugh. Why are there rings on Saturn? For once, this is an interesting question, and we will give you the right answer. The rings originated from a small moon or passing comets that were torn to shreds by the planet's gravity. It formed too close to Saturn and became rings instead. There are still many questions left unanswered, but this is the best theory that astronomers came up with, and this is what this student was supposed to write. But he didn't like being serious. This is why this kid decided to try something funnier instead. Inspired by his favorite singer, he said that God likes it, so he put a ring on it. It seems like the teacher liked the joke because he replied that Saturn is not a single lady. Cause and effect. School isn't only about mathematical equations that you'll never use in your entire life and grammar rules to learn by heart. Sometimes it is also about understanding what will happen if you do something. This time, the teacher probably wanted their students to say that Tony will become a better pianist if he practices the piano 20 minutes every day. But this is not what is happening in the mind of a bully. Instead, this kid said that it would make him a big nerd. And you know what? There is nothing wrong with it. If being good at something means that you're a nerd, we'll take that as a compliment. The teacher should pay attention to this little bully. We don't know what he'll be saying to the other kids in class. In which state? At school, we learn what a homophone is. It is words that have the same pronunciation but different meanings or spellings. As we can see, this kid is taking a test in science class, but he is probably even worse in English when we see the mistake that instead. Inspired by his favorite singer, he said that God likes it, so he put a ring on it. It seems like the teacher liked the joke because he replied that Saturn is not a single lady. Cause and effect. School isn't only about mathematical equations that you'll never use in your entire life and grammar rules to learn by heart. Sometimes it is also about understanding what will happen if you do something. This time, the teacher probably wanted their students to say that Tony will become a better pianist if he practices the piano 20 minutes every day. But this is not what is happening in the mind of a bully. Instead, this kid said that it would make him a big nerd. And you know what? There is nothing wrong with it. If being good at something means that you're a nerd, we'll take that as a compliment. The teacher should pay attention to this little bully. We don't know what he'll be saying to the other kids in class. In which state? At school, we learn what a homophone is. It is words that have the same pronunciation but different meanings or spellings. As we can see, this kid is taking a test in science class, but he is probably even worse in English when we see the mistake that he made. When asked, in which state do the particles show the most movement, he answered, California, and even made a mistake in the name of the American state. Then, when asked, in which state do the particles show the least movement, he wrote, New Jersey, making another mistake in the name. We don't know what makes him think that particles are slower in this state, but this time, we would like to know his thinking. Where is the question? Sometimes we would like to tell the whole world that we just can't. Everyone woke up one day not wanting to get out of bed, and going to school to take a test is the last thing that could motivate us to make any efforts. We know that no matter how hard we studied, the teacher is going to ask us only about the things that we don't understand. This student managed to go to school to take the test, but when he realized that he couldn't understand the question, he knew that he was not even in the mood to see it. This is why he just decided to white out the question that he didn't want to answer. We wish that we could do the same thing in life when our mother asks us to do chores at home. We just can't. The geometric shapes. Why do we have to learn anything about geometric shapes? Knowing that this thing is called a parallelogram is useless when you know that you can call it a rectangle that is sort of falling on one side. It seems like this student studied harder than us because he was able to name almost every shape, including the pentagon and the rhombus. But when he saw this trapezoid, he did what any grown-up would do when they see a geometric shape that they don't know. He used an example to describe it the best way he could. And you know what? As long as people can understand you, there is nothing wrong with forgetting the name of a geometric shape sometimes. Who do you want to be? Every little kid has a hero and wants to be just like them. These role models inspire them to become someone great, and their story is the proof that everyone can make their dreams come true if they work hard. Michael Jordan is a great basketball player that we can use as an inspiration, but it seems like this child knew nothing about him except the way he looks. When the teacher asked the kid how he was going to achieve his dreams, he said that he was going to get bigger, shave his head, and be black. We hope that this kid will hear more about Michael Jordan's story if he wants to have what it takes to become a professional athlete. Problems and solutions. Understanding a trigonometric circle and learning by heart all the chemical elements of the periodic table is not something that you will have to remember when you grow up, unless you want to study science. But school is also about learning real-life problems and finding solutions on your own. A teacher asked their young students what they would do if they fell on the playground and scratched their knee, and one of the students was tougher than the other kids. He simply said that he would get up and deal with it. Someone should tell him about infections, because no matter how cool he looks when he gets back up, it won't stop bacteria from infecting him. The walrus. As long as we understand basic mathematics, most of us won't really need most of the things that we learn in class. But this kid knows what's important. Saving...
Why?
Come on, Queen. Come on.
Why? Why?
I gotta go do the oil change. Come on, Queen. Get in. Go now. Come on.
Well, what about my income?
When he comes, his mama gonna call.
It's gonna take all day. It's gonna take all day to get your hurricanes.
When he call, his mama call when she get ready to bring him over. Sit down. She will call me.
The planet, and it seems like it was the right time to do it when he was in class. He wasn't even done writing numbers in his book when he decided to draw a walrus over it instead. He explained that the walrus has lost his home due to global warming and chose to reside in his math book. He then apologized for any inconvenience caused on his behalf. This kid isn't wrong after all. Learning algebra will be useless for most of us if there is no life on Earth anymore in the following years. Petting the dog. In elementary school, we all had to fill the blanks to complete a sentence. The sentences were usually really simple, like, the man can run, or Sophie ate a cookie. But a teacher wrote something a little more inappropriate in a test. Most children simply completed the sentence without asking any questions because they trust their teacher. But this kid wouldn't let this happen. There was a picture of a man hitting a dog with a newspaper, and the student was shocked to see that. This is why, instead of writing what he saw, he wrote what he wanted to see. The man pet the dog. He also had a little lesson to teach his class. You should not hit dogs. Name 6 animals. This question seems to be really simple, but we have to admit that we would have a hard time answering it. Name 6 animals which live specifically in the Arctic. Our first guess would be penguins, but many of us would be surprised to know that they live on the Antarctic coastline on the other side of the world. This kid was smarter than us and knew that and seals live in the Arctic, but he didn't remember the name of any other animal, so he added 1 polar bear and 3 other seals for a total of 6. This kid might be good in mathematics, but we don't think that his science teacher is really impressed. Is Steve speeding? Every kid who ever went to school asked themselves the question, what is this for? Most of the things we learn in high school will never be useful during the rest of our lives, and it seems like our teachers just want to make us suffer from all these equations. We should learn about cooking, finances, and laws instead, but our teachers seem to think that some things are more important. This time, they told the story of Steve, who was driving a car. They said that he was traveling at 60 feet per second when the limit was 40 miles per hour, and asked if he was speeding. It might look like something that we need to know in our everyday lives as grown-ups, but the right thing to do is much simpler. Just look at the speedometer. The risk. This is one of the most famous questions that many teachers have been asked in philosophy class, and there is one surprising way to answer this. Many people would think about reading books on the subject, quoting the most important philosopher in history, and writing 3 pages on this topic. But there is only one way to really know what risk is, and it is to experience it. This is why the best answer to this question is simply this. We clearly understand why this student got a point for his answer. Many of us